7 lessons I have learned in marriage, in being married in 1 year. Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Bloom with Grace. In case you're coming across my video for the first time, my name is Grace, and on this space we talk about everything faith, purpose, relationships, lifestyle. Every awesome content that gets to inspire you, educate you. And so if you're a returning subscriber, you already know that I love you. Thank you for coming back. And so in today's video, we're going to be talking about 7 things that I have learned in 1 year of being married. So July happens to be my wedding anniversary month, and in a few weeks from now we're going to be clocking a year in marriage. Woo! So I thought to do an anniversary series for the month of July, and so all through July we'll be having some anniversary talks here and there. And so I thought to start with these 7 lessons that I've learned in marriage in almost a year, as at the time I'm filming this video. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. So number 1 lesson that I've learned is to trust God. Trust God with your life. It pays to trust God with your life. So, and the reason why I said that is because why people go into marriage, some people go into marriage clueless, or just by chance, like not putting things into consideration, like planning with God or allowing God to choose for them. Why that has consequences, there are also rewards for allowing God to choose for you, especially if you're a Christian, you're a believer. It pays to do that, to trust God with your life, because He knows the end from the beginning. He knows you, He knows what will become. In fact, He has the whole thing figured out if you allow Him. And in my own case, when my husband at the time proposed to me, asked me to marry him, I had quite some reservations. Reasons best known to myself why I shouldn't have said yes, or I couldn't have said yes to him. But then, knowing that God was also leading me in that direction, like afterwards, I weighed my options. Would I rather allow my emotions, my feelings, my desires choose for me? My desires or my feelings or emotions that are not stable? I said no. So I decided to trust God. That God, if you said this man is the one you have chosen for me, you have it figured out already, and I trust you. And believe me when I say that, looking back in 1 year, and with what I have experienced in marriage, marriage is beautiful, blissful. I didn't envisage that it would turn out the way he did. At least not as fast as it did turned out. And this is me telling you, if maybe there's someone who is at a junction of making decisions, especially concerning choosing a partner, please wait on God. Allow God to surrender to His will, because there was a time in my life like that, so when I had to just shut all the noises in my head, noises in my feelings, in my emotions, and say, God, you have said it, if it's the one. And sometimes the will of God doesn't always look so perfect to us, and that's just how it is sometimes. And that's why it's best to trust God, because everything looks perfect to you right now. Then what happens in the future when things turn the other way or turns bad? So I have a good testimony looking back today that I'm thankful to God that I chose this man who God chose for me. Yes, that's one. Number 2 is that you never really get to know people or your spouse well enough until you start to live with them. I think this particular law, if I put it that way, does not just apply to marriage alone. I think it applies to other relationships. Like, there are some people that when you see them from afar, you don't know so much about them, but when they start to live with you and you're like, so this person is like this or like this. And I'm not saying, oh, in a bad way. Yeah, it can be in the bad way and in a good way. So, but what I'm saying is, there are some things that I never knew about my husband then that I got to figure out in the marriage. And that is why you don't close your eyes to enter into marriage. More importantly, you allow God choose for you, because He knows the end from the beginning. So there were things that started evolving in a good way. For instance, one of the example I can give is, I never thought my husband would be as romantic as he is, because then the picture of what I had in my head, and one of the reasons that I could have foolishly ignored and turned him down was that I thought then that he's not going to be romantic. Like, I don't think he's even romantic. And so because judging by the settings that I knew him from, or how we got to know each other, background knowledge that I knew about him, then I'm like, this person is just a church person. All he knows is God, work, school, that's all. I mean, for someone who has been single all his life, tell me how he wants to be romantic. But God shocked me when we entered into this marriage. I'm not saying that it was not romantic before we got married, but it's even stepped higher when we got married. I'm like, bro, wait. So that is to say that, and I want to also believe, because I asked him recently, are there some things that you thought you knew about me before we got married and you figured out were wrong, or new things that you've discovered about me since getting married? So he said yes, of course. So maybe in another video we'll get to share that with you. So this is me saying that don't prejudge people, don't prejudge your partner, somebody maybe you're anticipating to marry. Don't prejudge them yet, even if they don't look perfect to you. And just make sure that if God is leading you, if God is the one leading you to the person, God better has a better plan for you. In fact, the best plans for you, especially the ones that will surpass your imaginations and your expectations. Number 3 is that in marriage, communication is not all about just saying what you want to say. Oh, I need to express myself, express my feelings. No. Communication in marriage involves expressing yourself in the right manner, the right approach, and at the right time. So for someone like me who, when I'm displeased about certain issue or matter, just want to say it out to you, like to my husband. I just want to say it out, clear my head. And the funny thing is, I always have my facts, like, this is why this is this, this is why that is that, why did you have to do this, blah blah blah. So but I've realized that is not always the best way to go about communicating, especially in marriage. You need to know how best to say it. And what I've learned so far, especially from my husband, is when you want to express yourself or you're angry about something, he doesn't want you to shout, he doesn't want you to yell, he doesn't want you to act rudely, like you now start just shouting or saying things that you're not supposed to say, right? So I learned that, and I'm still adjusting. Yes, there are sometimes too that when you communicate too, like, I don't find it like in the best way or at the right time for that. But then I've just realized that we keep evolving, we keep learning after each misunderstanding or each argument. There's always something to learn from the misunderstanding, and that's one interesting thing, or if I would say unique thing about my marriage, is that we've had more misunderstandings than we even had when we were dating. I don't know if that applies to some other people, but I just know that in this last 1 year, we've had multiple misunderstandings, and I think it's normal. Like, you now living together under the same roof, one way or the other, you get in each other's way, and so. But the what matters is that you have the right approach in reconciling and moving forward. Number 4, marriage is supposed to make you better. I mean, the Bible says two are better than one because they have a reward for their labor. So marriage is supposed to add to you and not take from you. If take anything, it should take maybe your bad habits, your bad character, and make you more better in every sense: physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. And I've seen this played out in our lives. Like in the last 1 year, we've had to be more responsible than we were when we were single. So I've known him to be a giver, a selfless person, and now getting into marriage, that's like tripled. I mean, became more. So we've learned to be more responsible for each other. Even in our finances have increased. Is better now than it was when we were single. Because there was one thing that my husband at the time used to tell me, like when he was still asking me out and I've not said yes. So he said he does not have anything. He may not have anything right now, but he knows that with God, if it's with God, things are going to get better and better, and that it's going to give me a good life, better life. That he can, and that he will not intentionally hurt me. I should just register that in my mind. He wouldn't intentionally hurt me, and he wants the best for me. So, and looking back in 1 year, he has always wanted the best for me. Maybe even in career, in finances, marriage, purpose. He has always been there. Like you're supposed, like this. There's this Bible passage that we use so much, especially to pray even before we go married, and which is that our one which is 1,000 and two of us which is 10,000, meaning that we coming together is supposed to make our lives even more better, greater, increase. Yes, and that has been our reality. Yes, to the glory of God. And so this is missing to anyone maybe trusting God for such a miracle as this. Pray that God will order your steps. Pray that you will choose right, and know this, that marriage is supposed to make you better. So if there's somebody in any marriage that has taken so much from you, I'm praying also that God will restore all that you have lost. And I pray that He will give you the solution, the way out, the breakthrough that you need currently. So if you find this interesting, maybe you are a single person hoping to get married someday to the love of your life, I'm praying that God will order your steps. You will find the right person, the person who completes you, the person who brings the best out of you, the person who supports you, supports your goals, your visions, the person who will support you to bring the purpose of God to pass in your life. And if you're married as well, let us know how many years you've been married, the lessons that you have also, what marriage has taught you so far. I would like to hear your thoughts, and so that others too can learn from this. And if you're in a relationship hoping to get married soon, let me know what excites you the most. What are your expectations from marriage, or what is one new thing that you're taking away from this video? So please don't forget to like this video so that other people can see it. Subscribe to join the family and share this with your loved one. And so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.